Anyway, next topic. And it is a big one. It is one that we've heard rumors about throughout the SAG-AFTRA strike, and we were sort of waiting for it to end before any announcement comes out for it. And that is Fantastic Four. So seemingly, Pedro Pascal, who must be on this hiring list, because he's in everything, he's been rumored to be part of, or to be playing Reed Richards, aka Mr. Fantastic. Nothing is confirmed yet. It's just purely rumors, but apparently it's looking like as if the deal's done. Christopher Abbott and Jamie Dornan were reportedly tested for the role, but ultimately lost to Pedro Pascal. So, guys, thoughts on Pedro Pascal, and do you think the other two actors? Do you see the other two actors, Christopher Abbott or Jamie Dornan, as a better fit?
Christopher Abbott. Remind me who he is again.
I have no idea. I know who Jamie Dornan is.
Abbott. Okay. I know him. He's from a lot of Cronenberg movies. I think maybe Christopher Abbott would be a better choice. What was the other selection?
Jamie Dornan.
Jamie Dornan. I'm not convinced by Jamie Dornan. I've seen him in a few other productions after 50 Shades. One called Synchronic, and which was actually directed by these guys who pretty much directed all of Loki season 2. And I wasn't really convinced by him a whole bunch, I think.
What about him in Belfast?
Actually, okay, you're right. I've forgotten Belfast.
Yeah.
I have forgotten Belfast. He is fantastic in Belfast, so I take that back. He's great in Belfast. Christopher Abbott, I think he's probably a better choice still. I think that he's a younger guy. He's got a lot more like acting chops in the indie space, and he's not a known face at all. I think we need some fresh blood in Marvel, and I don't want them hiring Pedro Pascal because to me that signifies they don't intend to do this for the long haul, because they're hiring actors who are
in the now star power,
at star power, and really reaching that age where they're too old for the role.
Because he's 48, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. And with the time frames of Marvel, it's like 10 years he's going to be nearly 60.
Yeah,
it's like that's too old for a character.
I think Tony Stark, he's around 60 now. I think he played it up to around 55.
Who, Tony Stark or Robert Downey Jr.?
Robert Downey Jr., obviously. Fictional character. So, I mean, I'm in agreement with that. Pedro Pascal, it really depends on the angle of what they're doing with Fantastic Four, because, aren't they all around the same age? So,
roughly, yeah, because
Mr.
Fantastic and Invisible Woman are partners.
Yeah, so then the brother and sister of Sue Storm and Johnny Storm, are they all going to be older as well now? Like, I just don't think, I think Pedro Pascal is the really easy pick. Oh, yeah, he's big right now. He can act. He does good stuff. Let's do him. And I think if he was to come into the role, I think he'd be fine. And like, I don't think he would struggle at all. It just doesn't feel like a natural fit. It doesn't feel like something that, like Khyan said, is for the long haul. It's just quite an impulse casting decision at this current time.
It feels like they don't have proper vision here.
Yeah.
And this is where Disney really fall apart, is when they don't have someone on the team that has proper vision.
Yeah.
You see it with Star Wars when they're indecisive. They're indecisive and they can't commit, it all falls apart.
Yeah. And I don't know, you just got to commit. I think you have to choose not the most well-known actors for this. Like, they are part of a fairly popular comic book property, so you don't need to go big on this. You can really just build them up small. So yeah, Pedro Pascal, I don't think he makes any sense for this role in terms of fit, in terms of the way he usually acts. I just it's so hard to see it, like, working as Mr. Fantastic. He doesn't kind of have that. He does have charm, but it's in like he's got a very unique way about him.
It's a different kind of charm.
Yeah. Just I think Reed Richards is just a little bit more classier, a level of intellect that Pedro may have struggled portraying. So I don't see it. I don't know much about Christopher Abbott to really make a judgment on that. But Jamie Dornan, there's better picks out there, but I think Jamie Dornan could have done something with it. I think it would have been fairly generic because most actors that come through the Marvel machine end up with generic performances because those productions don't really allow them to go all out in terms of the acting side of things.
Yeah.
So I don't think the pick matters too much at the end of the day. I think it's just about having the natural fit. But I mean, I've said to you, Nan, plenty of times, it's more about the fit and the chemistry of the entire Fantastic Four team and not just the individual casting selection.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So
That's true.
if Pedro Pascal fits in with a team and they all mesh together, have a lot of charisma together, then I'm on board with it. But at this stage, I'm not convinced, and it's not final yet, as the founder of Discussing Films seems to think it is. Shout out to me and him having a nice little argument on Twitter.
Yeah. And if you think about it, Pedro Pascal's schedule is stacked for like the next couple of years. I mean, you got Mandalorian season 4, The Last of Us season 2, Gladiator 2, and I think there was another one that was mentioned on an article, but I forgot its name.
I think he's got a series coming out.
Yeah, and then you add in this as well. That's a lot. And I know that there was an article that's come out that said Mandalorian season 4 is starting to ramp up. Maybe it's to fit this in, so they get rid of that, and then Pedro has time to do this. Who really knows? I said it before, I think when we did our fan cast stuff, or when the rumors first started coming up for any of the Fantastic Four characters, that I'd rather see an up-and-coming actor be in this role rather than a well-known one, because this is not like a one-and-done sort of film. It's you're at least in there for 10 years, if not more.
They would be carrying on the next saga of the MCU after the multiverse saga, I think.
Yeah, and you said it. He's 48. So if he signs on a 10-year deal, that's all he needs to focus on is Marvel.
Yeah.
Because that's all his projects are going to be. He's going to be in cameos and stuff. He's going to helm, let's say, Fantastic Four 2, maybe 3, along with a couple of Avengers movies as well.
Yeah.
By the time that 10-year deal runs out, he's 58. And then does anyone really want to see a 58-year-old Mr. Fantastic?
No, yeah. And I could imagine Reed Richards is going to be a very prominent part of the future of the MCU, perhaps leading the Avengers.
Yeah.
Because he's just that type of character.
He seems like he should be like the natural replacement for Tony Stark.
Yeah.
You know, and then, characters like Doctor Strange sort of fade into the background and who are sort of going off on his own mystical journey. And, it makes sense for Reed Richards to be the helmer of these things until eventually we get, the X-Men start pushing through. But even then, I don't ever feel X-Men's had a central leader that feels good. Like Professor X to me feels more like the wise old man giving people advice as opposed to leading at the front of the front lines. He just does not seem like that kind of character.
So Mr. Fantastic can be that guy.
I feel like Mr. Fantastic is more the kind of character that should lead here.
And Professor X can be like a spiritual leader.
Exactly. Yeah.
Give me the cheerleader. Give the team, a boost of morale.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Mr. Fantastic thinks of the gameplays.
Yeah, but I mean, Pedro would be 50 by the time the movie actually comes out. So I don't know if it's a good fit for the long term. I hope Disney know what they're doing with this.
Yeah. Oh well. We'll see when everything becomes official. No doubt I will be talking about it.
Yes.
Did you guys also see that? Is it Javier Bardem?
Galactus?
As Galactus?
Yeah.
I think was it him? Someone else?
I have no judgments on Galactus at all because it makes no sense. Stop the Galactus talks, please. It can't work in a live action thing. It's just some guy standing in space eating planets and just eats them. Yeah, I don't know how the villain can work unless he can come down and stand on Earth. So I don't know how they can make it work. So I cannot make a judgment on an actor's potential ability to play that because it has to be drastically changed for it to function in terms of in this kind of MCU that we have.
Yeah, I feel like we probably need a better villain than that.
I mean, I've been hearing a lot more about Ebon Russ-Bachrach playing the Thing. I think that's really great casting there. I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Just that short temper and just goes all out kind of thing.
He manages to create whatever he's in this very unexpected intensity in his roles. Yeah.
I mean, even Andor and the Bear, those kind of roles.
Oh yeah, he's an Andor. Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, he's very similar to the Bear in this.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm fully down for that. I don't know if I'm down for Vanessa Kirby or Joseph Quinn as much, but we'll see how it goes.
Because those are all the front runners at the moment.
Yes.